and welcome to episode blank of the Geek Remix podcast. Nine of the Geek Remix podcast. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Mari.
And this is our podcast.
This week in gaming, if you got Battlefield 4 for a previous generation console, like the PS3 or the Xbox 360, and you upgraded it digitally to a PS4 or an Xbox One, EA says that you're shit out of luck for the DLC that you paid for.
What?
Yup. Let me just check it real quick about the exact name. China Rising. See, I haven't played Battlefield, but that's the name of the DLC apparently. And so if you could utilize the $10 upgrade digitally, if you already have the game for the previous generation and you got it for this generation, you can pay $10 for a digital upgrade and you have the game on the new one. But you don't get the DLC you already paid for, even though it's the exact same thing, just for a different console.
So EA tells you to eat a bag of dicks?
Yeah. So basically you contact support and then they send you a picture with your face photoshopped in with some dicks, just you eating it,
like raining dicks.
You're raining dicks, and you're over a bowl, and you're
EA
shoving them into your mouth,
pouring them down on top of you,
out of a bucket, just dicks.
An endless bucket of dicks.
So basically, there's that. And in other news of hating EA, I think they're also being sued. They're having a class action lawsuit against them because there might have been some insider trading that they did before the release of Battlefield 4. Because there were statements being like, Battlefield 4 is the greatest, blah, 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 it's so awesome, blah, 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 blah. And then they sold their stocks because Battlefield 4, in many people's opinions, is not the greatest. I haven't played Battlefield 4. This is just the general consensus that I'm getting from
But they have
the
a really
end.
cool song in the trailer. How could it not be awesome?
So there's that. I'm not entirely sure if that case is going to have legal grounds for that, but basically if they win their case, the people who bought the stocks during the time between the the higher up executives selling their stock and Battlefield 4 coming out are going to get the money that they lost in that time.
Yeah, because they bought it under false pretenses, basically?
Yeah, pretty much. So I am not entirely sure on the legality of that or how sturdy that's going to be, but
what we're saying is go look it up.
Yeah.
But something's happening.
If you know what law is, which we don't.
If you know what laws mean, you should look it up on the interwebs.
Because you shouldn't trust our opinion on it, because we don't know what we're talking about. Twitch TV, which is something I like to use. I stream on there, and sometimes Stacy and I stream on there together. Basically, they have implemented a new system where it takes like 20 to 120 seconds of buffering for a video to load. But it's okay because the video is higher quality, but the entire point of Twitch is so that the person who's streaming can talk to the people in chat in a timely manner. So if they're having a conversation 20 to 120 seconds late at a time, the conversation doesn't flow as well.
That's like 2 minutes later.
Yeah, so basically they've made the quality better for tournaments, like for Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter 4, and basically fighter games or StarCraft or whatever tournament, esports. Because there's less talking in the chat with the person who's actually playing for esports, and there's like thousands and thousands of people watching those. But for the people who make their living on Twitch for just normal streams, they like to talk to their audience, and the audience likes to talk to them. So that big difference between the feedback of the person talking and the game and the audience is a big deal, especially for because I like to play point and click games or adventure games or games that include choices, and I like to ask the chat what they want to do.
or ask for their help when you can't figure out what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly. That's exactly. I'm like, fuck, I can't figure out this game. Better start a stream.
Do you remember when we streamed Contrast and we were just wandering around for like 20 minutes?
Yeah, that's literally what I do when I'm stuck. I'm like, all right, chat, figure this out. Like when I'm playing a game by myself, I'm like, I better stream this game so they can figure this out.
I better crowdsource what I'm supposed to do here.
Yeah. So. And then Twitch made a statement about it saying, oh, no, it's actually better and blah, blah, blah. Like, ever since we implemented this, it's been like blah. And then people were like, that's bullshit. That graph is from over a month ago before you implemented that. And also that graph that you just showed us to show it's better, it doesn't have any numbers on it. Let me show you the graph that they showed us. Hold on.
See the graph?
Here, right here. I'm showing it to Stacy. Old system, new system, but there's no numbers. I'll put it on the podcast, but basically in red, old system, in green, new system, but there's no numbers. This just says hour and average user events per minute, but it's like, what? It doesn't mean anything.
What does everything mean?
Nothing means anything. It's like, it's basically they just put a bunch of lines. You know what
they need? They need some takeaways and key insights, business jargon, to make this graph really stand out to the crowd.
Oh, and there's some innovation lines.
Oh, yes. They need an innovation line going straight through the center here.
Penetrating
through the center of the axis. And the profitability margin goes up through here.
And right here are some two circles. It's circling exactly where the profit really just goes in there. Two big plump circles right where the penetration line goes. But basically, they just had this whole thing, and then people were like, "You're full of shit," and then they were like, "We're not full of shit," and they're like, "Then why are you full of shit?" And they're like, because we're not."
But I promise that we're not. Why can't you just believe us?
But basically, people are complaining that because of this new system, they're pushing away people who are like not tournament streamers, and it's hurting them. I don't know. I understand that there's probably a lot of shit going on in terms of streaming and how streaming works, but maybe they shouldn't have implemented a system before it was ready. But whatever.
Well, that's how a lot of these tech things are, though. Rarely does something launch that is like 100% ready to launch.
But the thing is, this is affecting people's like livelihood, which is also on people's livelihood is the new YouTube content ID system, which apparently hasn't been changed, but it has been a lot more strict. And there are people who are actually content creators getting content ID matched off of themselves, and then sending in being like, I am the content ID creator. It's me. That's me. I am. And then YouTube being like, I don't get it. Anyway, copyright strike. And they're like, what?
That's my stuff.
They can't monetize. Let me see if I can find it. So basically, this guy is the maker of No More Room in Hell, and he can't monetize his own videos for his own thing. And he keeps getting, and it just won't let him monetize, even though he's given himself permission to do it.
Oh, YouTube.
He's like, there's no way for me to prove it, because in order to prove it, you have to have some sort of email or anything. So am I supposed to just email myself and send them the email that I emailed to myself? Or like, what? Let's talk about dog brains.
So I look at tech articles all week, and there were a couple new things that came across my desk. By my desk, I mean my computer, that I actually went to find while I was getting distracted at work. But so there's a product under development called No More, as they call it, No More Woof, which is No More Wolf, but they're Scandinavian, so they all have really cool accents.
Yeah, they're Nordic, and they sound like Andres.
I know.
Andres and Doral.
Andres?
Andres and Doral.
Andres and Doral?
Yeah.
So, hold on. It's the Nordic Society for, I think it's technology and innovation.
Yeah.
Or invention.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, innovation, no! And basically it's this device that you kind of like sit on top of your dog's head, and it has little sensors that go...
It's an EEG reader.
Yeah, like right by the temples, and measures the electronic waves going through your dog's brain, and it can speak to you.
Yeah, you know those things that... You know that toy that people had a while ago where they would put it on their head and you would concentrate and make the ball go up and down? It looks like that. There used to be a toy where you could basically be telekinetic with a ball.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Okay. I mean, it's almost like a little tiara that sits on their head. But it's really cool, and it's a product that's still under development right now. It's mostly in the research stage, and they've actually like made the physical prototypes, but they don't physically do anything yet.
I thought some of them did a little bit. They were researching the brain waves of the dogs and what each brainwave meant.
But the device itself doesn't do anything yet. Mm-hmm. Like they don't have like a device that they can actually stick on the dog and have it make noises. But they have the idea and like the technology, and it's all existing technology. They're just using it in a new way. Mm-hmm. So that's really cool. Even though I have a feeling, I just have this like nagging feeling that we're gonna stick it on a dog's head and be like expecting wonderful things to come out, and we're gonna hear like, I like you, I'm hungry, I like poop, and that's gonna be it.
No. But the way they explained it was, it's not gonna be like, hello, my name is dog, blah 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 blah. It's gonna be like,
no, it'll be simple like.
It'll be simple things like, who are you?
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. I missed you. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Ball. Oh, wouldn't it be cool if you could like
Doug from the movie Up?
No. It's like, you know how dogs can like remember the names of their toys?
No. How would they know that?
My parents' dog, I'll go, hey, get Bug, and he'll get Bug, and I'll like, hey, get Moose, and he'll get Moose.
Oh.
They know, and there's like a dog.
Well, they recognize the sound. Yeah.
Well, no, they recognize words. It's been because there's this dog who knows 350 different toys. So wouldn't it be cool if you could program it to be like you show them the toy and they know what that toy is, and then the brainwave is the same each time you show the toy, so then the thing would speak and say the name of the toy.
Whoa.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
And then like you could program it so that when it looks at you and it recognizes that brain pattern, and it'll say like your name. Or like daddy or mommy or sister.
I don't know. That sounds kind of creepy to me.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be...
Hello, Mom. Mom, I shit on the carpet. Mom.
They should have that. Because you know how when you're like, this dog has done something. It should be like...
I know it's somewhere in the house. Tell me where it is.
No, it'll be like, I pooped.
I pooped.
I'm so sorry. Pooped. Sorry. Pooped. Sad. Please don't abandon me. Please.
By the side of the road.
Please don't.
In other tech news, there's also, there's the, what is it called? Meta Pro, which is going to be launching. It's slated to launch in June 2014. And it's basically like a rival to the Google Glass. But it's somewhere between Oculus Rift and Google Glass. Because you know how Google Glass...
So then you'll look even more ridiculous?
No, actually, it just looks like a pair of aviator sunglasses.
Oh, shit. It looks like it's from the future.
Yeah, but it looks like... Doesn't that look...
Does it have glass on the side?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like if you want something that it's more immersive than the Google Glass. Mm-hmm. So like it could actually do like virtual reality stuff, but it's
oh my god, like Minority Report.
But it's not. It's not like as immersive as Oculus Rift, where you literally have this like huge thing attached to your head.
Stacey, you know what this means?
What?
We can be Terminator. Oh my god.
we will rule the world.
Well, it's like literally Terminator, because Terminator puts on sunglasses and we'll put on sunglasses and then we'll look at people and it'll do like little targetings and it'll be like, he's an idiot, he's rich, look at that dog, it's so cute, and then it'll like bring up internet pictures of dogs.
Here's what I don't understand is like with all of the glasses and stuff, like I know that there's been some issues with restaurant owners not wanting Google Glasswares to be in the restaurant.
Or because it's creepy?
Because it is creepy, and because Google's now introducing the wink feature, which takes a picture.
Yeah, and also Google's getting a little bit, can you just like step it back a little bit, Google, please? Can you just
Well, but with
calm
all
down?
of this virtual technology, like what's to stop somebody from putting on Google Glass or any of these other wearable devices
and like looking up skirts and
or
shit.
getting into a car and just like playing video games while they're driving a car?
Or just being a creep.
Or being a creeper.
Well, you can already be a creeper.
I mean, imagine, like, if somebody just, like, looked over at you and was like, hey, and winked at you, and you're like, what the fuck?
Or they just look at you and then they Google your face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And instantly they know who you are because we have facial recognition technology. They use it in casinos all the time to catch people who game the machines.
Hijab. No, wait, what's the name? It's not hijab.
Burqa?
No, burqa's the one that covers the whole body. Just the one that covers the face right here, and it's like around, I don't know what the name is. It's not hijab and it's not burqa, it's the other one. I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, let's just wear those.
Yeah.
We're safer that way.
Yeah.
Better.
It's kind of creepy, right?
Ugh.
And I mean, I understand.
And then I can tell that some douche is gonna be wearing Google Glass at a bar, come up to some girl and be like, "Hey Ashley, how's it going?
Hey Ashley, saw your Facebook profile. I guess you like dolphins. Me too."
No. He's not gonna even say that. He's gonna be like, "Oh, remember when we met at that marine like enthusiast thing? Blah blah blah. blah. Like we totally know each other." And blah. And she'd be like, "Yeah, you like yeah." And like, yeah, you said that you
because
totally
he like paged through her Facebook photos and saw that she'd been there. Oh God.
No, it'll be like Terminator, and the information will be coming up in front of his eyeballs.
Mari, I've never seen Terminator. Stop referencing that movie.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Stacy, watch it on the airplane when you go to wherever you're going.
I've seen like parts of it.
You need to watch it beginning to end because you're literally missing out on like, it's like how Raphael never saw Star Wars, but not as bad, but.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I can forgive people for not seeing the first, like, the three that they made, the newer three, because those, I didn't even watch those.
Well, you know, he
I was like, I'm not going to ruin Star Wars for myself.
Well, anyway, I'm just saying, you need to watch Terminator. It's and then
we digress.
Literally, you're going to text me, like, Terminator quotes for a week, and I'll be like, Stacy, you're 20 years late. Like,
it's longer than 20 years.
I know.
Sorry. It's like 30 years late.
Stacy, you're 30 years late. Stop telling me you'll be back. Like, you're like, no, but come on. Like, no, seriously, some guy's gonna be like, or no. What else can they be creepy about? Shit. That's so weird. But those look way cooler. I think.
Yeah, I mean, they just look like a pair of aviators, right? And I mean, there's some stuff on the sides, and they can connect up to your computer or to your smartphone.
Oh,
but they're coming soon.
Speaking of the Oculus Rift, there's also a thing that probably most of you guys already know about. It's like this thing that you stand in and you walk around in you wear the Oculus Rift. You walk around in this thing and you're like, yeah, it's exactly like running around in a battlefield. Blah, blah, blah. I'm looking at them I'm like watching them play in it and I'm like, no. Like, you just really want that to be true, but they're literally like, there's this thing around their like mid-waist that's like holding them up.
Yeah.
Because it's basically like they're wearing these special shoes against like this plastic thing that's like frictionless, like so they can just run in place.
Whoa, okay.
It's not like any sort of wheels, it's just a frictionless thing.
I see what you mean.
But they're just constantly like falling down-ish. Like slightly falling down all the time because that thing's holding them up.
Yeah.
And it just looks like it hurts their hips and it looks like they're in those like baby strollers.
I was just gonna say the baby bouncer.
They look like they're in a baby bouncer, and they look stupid.
And it's like being on a battlefield, right?
Yeah, it's totally like the movie Gamer, where they're like doing shit and like all this stuff. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, you don't look like that. You look stupid, and you probably are having a hard time running around.
But honestly, who cares if it looks stupid? Because I guarantee you we all look stupid when we're playing.
I guarantee you Kinect games are boring as fuck. And I guarantee you motion control is annoying. And I guarantee you,
have you ever
2 minutes into playing a game where you have to run everywhere you're going is gonna suck.
But wouldn't you love it if you could like play a battle and actually like...
I would love that, but I'm saying that this
they
device...
can't see what I'm doing. Make the motions with your hands and have it translate on the screen.
Okay, well, first of all,
yeah.
I just want to let you know that would be the most awesome shit ever, but this device that exists is not that. That's not what's happening.
No, I know, but
people just really, really want it to be happening.
But with all of the virtual reality stuff, I mean, who's to say how cool it is until you try it, you know? And I mean, just imagine the leaps and bounds they've made with technology from when we were growing up. Like, we played, you know, it's like you play arcade games and you get like your Nintendos and everything, and like look at how far they've come just in those years.
Mm-hmm.
Show me this.
I'm trying to. Hold on. This is what it looks like.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna somehow show it to you on the podcast. Hold on. It's an Omni treadmill. And basically it looks like this, and you look like an asshole when you're doing it. Here we go. I'll play the video. Look how he's like about to fall. And he has to hold on to the shit. There's this one video of the guy like running on it, and he's just like looks like he's hurting himself.
But that was, oh man, I feel like that could be so neat.
It would be neat if it wasn't like, and it's super loud. It's the loudest.
But I feel like it's just so early in the technology. I mean, like, imagine where this
I want it to be that. I want the technology to be there, but this is not it.
No, but I'm saying imagine where that's going to be in like 10 years.
That would be cool. That would be cool. They actually...
I'm not one of those people that jumps on these things like when they first release. I didn't get a smartphone until last year, okay? So I was a little late to that party.
That you told me? That one Stacy quote?
That I would never get a smartphone because they're stupid?
No. You were like, smartphones are stupid. Why would you want to know something right away?
I don't think that I ever said it.
No. I remember because like Raphael and I were sitting there like not wanting to like make you feel bad. So we were both like, yeah. Because you were like, why would you want to know something? Why can't we just go back to the time where we had to remember something, go home and have to look it up?
I still feel that way though.
But you were mad that somebody was using that app where you can just put the phone in the air and recognize the song.
Oh, you mean like Shazam?
Yeah, Shazam. And you were like, why can't you just listen to the lyrics, remember it, come home, and then just type it in? I was like...
No. I mean, the thing that I've always bemoaned with smartphones is that, like, people don't... Like, with all of the technology that we have, like, people don't remember how to spell basic words, use basic grammar, like, remember basic facts about geography, math. Like, it's sad.
I never learned how to
spell, write.
I know how to... Stacy, I can't write because most of the fingers in my right hand have been broken. That's not funny. This is broken, this is broken, this is broken, this is broken. The only finger in my like digits that's not broken is my pinky.
Okay.
That's why I can't write.
What's your spelling excuse?
My spelling excuse is because I literally have a learning disorder. Learning disability. Like, it's been diagnosed.
Okay, but not everybody has learning disorders.
I mean disability, sorry.
Yeah.
But, no, I didn't learn how to spell properly or as well as I did now until I was, like, in college.
Yeah.
Before that, for some reason, I was just like, spelling, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But, Yeah, for...
But, like, you know the difference between the words hear, like, with your ears, and hear, like, a place?
I'm pretty sure everybody above age 18 knows that.
That is not true.
Strong Bad taught me proper grammar in 8th grade. The internet.
Strong Bad?
You don't know who Strong Bad is?
No.
The emails. Like Homestar Runner. You don't know who Homestar Runner is?
No.
Or Strong Bad?
No.
Wow. Not like, wow, like you don't know. Just be like, I can't wait for you to realize this exists. But maybe it won't be as funny to you because you're not in 8th grade anymore.
Yeah.
But you'd be like, the email. And someone would send in an email and he'd be like, give them advice on their question. But he was like a little cartoon guy who always had boxing gloves on because he was Strong Bad.
Oh, okay.
And he had a friend named Homestar Runner. And he'd be like, Homestar Runner is .com.
What?
It was just like early Flash animation cartoons. It was really funny.
Was this like on the internet?
Yeah. And that's how I learned the difference between its and its.
Yeah, and 2 and 2 and 2.
Yeah. Strong Bad taught me.
Yeah.
Because no, wait, are there still people who like work at your job who don't know the difference, or just like people?
Well, actually, I've legitimately seen people make the not able to make the distinction like between weary and wary.
Weary. I don't know what the difference between those two are.
Weary, like I'm tired, and wary, like I'm cautious.
Oh, okay, yeah.
W-A-R-Y, W-E-A-R-Y. My boss made that mistake, and I thought that it was just like in an email, and I thought that it was just a spelling mistake until she actually said that mistake. And I just like, I'm never gonna like.
You can't.
No,
you can't.
Cannot say something. But I was kind of like, okay, so I guess it's not just spelling. And I've heard other people make that mistake too, and I'm always like, how? I mean,
you know what?
But maybe it was because I was an English major, so like these things to me, it's like they're like cardinal sins. What?
No. I was thinking about like every time I try to write cleavage, I'm like, am I spelling that right?
Cleavage.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like cleaver or cleave it. I'm like, shit. I don't want to like think about like a cleaver in my chat. I'm like, what?
Well, I mean, I still spell words wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like there are definitely things that I still have trouble spelling, but
irregardless.
But you look them up before you put them in an email. You know what I mean?
Remember that one time you were about to tweet something, you got mad that your autocorrect wasn't working until you were like, I'll just look it up.
And I'm not going to repeat what that word was because it's embarrassing. But I was like, God, why isn't my spell checker working? Like, this is awful. What the hell? And then I was like, wait a second. Let me just check this really quick. And I looked it up in Google and I was like, I'm a fucking idiot.
Sometimes I'll type.
But it's knowing to check it first. That's half the battle.
My Skype has autocorrect, and whenever I'm talking to people on Skype, I just type super, super fast. And then I press enter, and then I read what I said, and I'm like, what? No. Why did you autocorrect that? That's not... What are you doing?
Blarp, blarp, blarp.
It'll be like... it would just be like the opposite of what I meant. And they'll be like, what the fuck did you say to me? And I'm like, no, it was the autocorrect. I'm sorry.
I've turned off the autocorrect. I turn off the autocorrect, but I turn on the spell checker. Because I want to see that I've spelled something wrong, but I never ever want something to correct it for me. Because most of the time, if I'm spelling it wrong, it's like...
Ducked by autocorrect once again.
Yes, it's because it's a word that's supposed to be spelled the way it's spelled. Like JK, as like, which my phone kept correcting to Jack. So it would be like... hey, Jack, how are you? You know?
You know what a really good prank is? And you're welcome to everybody, because I'm giving this up so I can never do it to my boyfriend, because I've been meaning to do it. Is you can go into... your friend's or boyfriend's or girlfriend's phone.
Yeah.
And you can program the autocorrects.
What? Oh my God, so that you can make it to, like, replace certain words with other words?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you can do that. And so you know how when people are texting super fast and they're like, enter, and then they're like, what?
Because you can do that in Outlook.
Yeah, but you can do that in other people's phones. So if you know how your friend's phone works, you can go in there.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I gave that up because I've been planning to do that to my boyfriend's phone, but I don't know how it fucking works because it's an Android. And he's always like flashing it and upgrading it, so I'm like, I don't know, fuck, where do I go? Like,
God damn it.
Yeah, so now you guys know. You can turn like the to like
boob
into like and to anal and like,
oh my god. Oh, funny thing, when I first started working at my job, so like I would take a lot of like physical notes, and I do shorthand or like I abbreviate things, but usually I'm the only one who knows what the abbreviations mean. So I took a whole page of notes, and then I was like looking at them and I was like, oh my god, I had been abbreviating analytics to anal but like, because I was just typing, like, putting the first part of the word, like, because I knew what the rest of it was supposed to be, and I was like, oh my fucking god. So I had to, like, run through there and, like, change all of the words.
Why did you have to do that? Is it no one else is gonna read it?
I was just so afraid, because it literally just said, like, predictive anal all over the page. Instead of predictive analytics.
That's perfect. That's so perfect.
And so now, like, whenever I take notes, I'm just super careful that the, like, shorthand spellings of things that I'm choosing are also appropriate. They're not going to be, like...
Penetrative anal.
Yeah, exactly. People be like...
Innovative anal.
Innovative anal. So this girl that we hired, she's kind of a freak, but she's really nice.
She's really nice and good at her job, but she writes penetrative and innovative anal a lot, like over and over and over again. Like every time I look over her, she's just writing anal like crazy, like it's just she's in The Shining. I think she might be crazy. Don't ever talk about butts to her. Like, can you imagine like someone walking up behind you about to say something, they see you just writing anal like over and over and over again over your shoulder?
Nobody would ever talk to you.
No, but just imagine just like someone walking up behind you and you're just taking your notes, like doing shorthand anal. But to them, they just see the word anal and then a bunch of other words, anal, and they're just looking at you.
That's exactly what it would have looked like. It would have.
And they just kind of just was like walked backwards, and they're just like, well,
I'll just send her an email.
Email. Thank you. She's clearly writing her erotic fiction for Amazon, so we'll just go.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
Oh, there's a company who's developing video games as job interviews. Because and like these aren't like really high-tech video games, like, so don't get too excited. They're just basically, through a game, they're asking you to prioritize and like make micro decisions about how to, like, what task do you do first? Like,
do you know what type of controls it has, or
it's a computer game.
I mean, are they? I'm sure you haven't like seen it unless you saw a YouTube video. But I was wondering if it's like, do you move around in the environment, or do they just give you like a list of options to do? Or
what I had imagined when they were talking about it, because the game is that you're a waiter, and like one of the games at least.
So it's like The Walking Dead waiter instinct.
Is that you're a waiter and you're being asked to like tend to customers in a restaurant and like prioritize tables. And I imagine that it would be kind of like the games that I do on my phone, where they're not like first person, where you're like looking down on it, not like a side scroller, but just like a Zelda type game, but a little more interactive than that.
I think it would be cool if they did it like Telltale waiter's dream, like
dun dun,
like
dun dun, and then like, everybody died, and then you had to kill the customer because they didn't like their sushi.
It'll be like, waiter, I need my drink. Waiter, I need my sushi. And then you choose one, and then the other person gets shot, and you're like, what do you do?
And then the other person's like, oh, this is poisoned.
I know.
Do you put him out of his misery?
And then at the end it'll be like, and then everyone died and it's all your fault. Here's a list of decisions if everybody else did better than you.
Yeah, you and 2% of other people killed all the customers. Everybody else saved them all.
You're a fucking loser. You don't get the job.
Exactly. So I don't know, like, what the grading system would be, or if it's just kind of to decide, like, almost like a personality test where they figure out, like, what your type is, how you work best, as opposed to, like, because there's so many different jobs, like, say if you were working in a restaurant, there's so many different types of jobs, and you need different quote-unquote personality traits for each one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're a people person, you should be the wait staff or the bartender, but if you're good at, like, methodical projects, then you should be working in the kitchen, like a dishwasher or something. What?
If you're good with people, you get to have a cool job. If you're good at methodical
tasks,
but I mean, you can get the fuck in the back.
No, you can be a people person, but be absolutely no good at real work.
Yeah.
You know?
It just seems really funny because it, like, you made methodical tasks seem like a cool, like, you gave it a really good name, but then you were like, they can be a dishwasher. Like,
everybody needs dishwashers. And if so there's, I would imagine that, like, instead of giving you, like, a pass-fail grade, they just kind of, at least that's how I would do it. I wouldn't give people, like, pass-fail. I would say, this is where they're best suited. Mm-hmm. And then if you don't need more bartenders or you don't need more such and such, then you don't hire them.
Let's talk about what we just played. We played Doki Doki Universe and The Walking Dead Season 2.
Yeah.
What do you think of The Walking Dead Season 2 without any spoilers?
Good.
In terms
I liked it. I like the character. Question mark? And
I think it's okay to say that it stars Clementine, considering she's featured in all of them.
Well, yes, but you don't know if she's the only character. Mari, spoilers!
What do you think about how the person Clementine... Okay, what do you think about... Shit.
Yeah, right? But it's good, but it's still telltale. It still makes you feel like shit and holds you accountable for your decisions.
Yeah, I feel...
Some of them.
I feel as if a little bit less out of control than the first season, because in the first season, I was taking care of Clementine, and I was always, like, scared that she was going to be hurt, Yeah. And then, this dog is, like, staring at Stacy right in the face. And in the second one, it's like, in this season, it's like, I am Clementine, and I feel confident.
I am Clementine!
I feel confident that Clementine is able to take care of herself, and I'm in control of Clementine. And I have no... And I feel and, like, there's nobody for Clementine to take care of. You know what I mean? There's nothing really on the line because except you.
Yeah.
And I feel as if there's a lot less emotionally on the line when you don't have someone else to take care of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still me taking care of Clementine, but I am Clementine. So I already got that covered. I'm in control of that. It's not something that's outside of my control. Yeah. I don't know. I'm really glad that they chose that, and they can't just bring in another person to take care of because that's stupid. But...
Or can they?
But, they can't just follow the same formula.
They can do whatever they really want.
Yeah, because clearly...
Because it's Telltale.
Fuck you, There's just one part... I was like, no, they wouldn't.
They do! They do!
I was, like, so mad because I feel as if... Like, you put your trust into media to
tropes. Certain tropes to not ever happen.
Like how, like...
Duh!
There's safety in tropes. I'm just saying there's safety in tropes, and there's sometimes where tropes are good and sometimes they're bad, and sometimes when you go to something, you're like, this is what's going to happen, blah, 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 blah. And when certain things are in question, where you're like, they would never do that, and then they do it, and you're like, I can't believe they did that. I need to go. Like, it's like safety in tropes. which probably is a trope.
Metatroping the tropes.
So I think we can talk about spoilers for Doki Doki Universe.
Well, because there are no spoilers. At least I don't think so, because it tells you all about. It's a personality. Yeah. It's almost like a personality test game, so it's going to be different for everybody depending on how you answer the questions.
If you guys want to see an in-depth analysis of Stacy's brain, guys should watch our Let's Play.
And you know, it's so funny because if you hadn't been sitting there, you know how sometimes when you take those little quizzes, you're like, or like you read a horoscope and you're like, yeah, that totally sounds like me. And then you're like, am I thinking that because I want it to be true? But you were sitting there too and you were like, wow, they got that spot on. And I was like, yes, they did.
Yeah. Because, like, there was that one part where you picked the squid, and I was like, the squid? But then I was like, I shouldn't question her because this is, like, Stacy's
It's my fucking decision.
But I, like, in my head, I was like, that's so weird. Like, why? The squid is, like, such a strange option because there were these other two, like, cool options.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah, squid. And then later they're like, it was really unusual that you picked the squid. That means blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow.
I should never question her ever again.
Like, but it's really cute. You play as QT3, a robot, and you have to prove your humanity. Otherwise,
Otherwise, they take you in for repurposing or something.
No, they deconstruct your entire line.
Yes,
but
so
I've been playing it without you on my own save.
What the fuck?
On my own save, with my own thing. So basically,
with my own brain.
With my own brain. And it's starting to very subtly show that this alien is kind of like not good. Not bad, but not good.
You mean the robot that came to find you?
The alien that's in the spaceship.
Oh, okay.
He's organic.
Oh, he is. Okay.
And so, like, when you go to planets to learn your lesson, you'll see that the robot learned the lesson better than the alien. I'm starting to get a little suspicious of this alien. And what happened to this little girl?
Maybe we have to kill him.
Maybe something about this alien.
Maybe he ate her.
I'm starting to think this alien kidnapped the little girl that was our friend who abandoned us on a planet for 32 years. And maybe that's why the little girl never came back.
Maybe her parents told her that they took the robot to a farm.
No, but she dropped off the robot herself.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, maybe they were like, oh no, we went back for him and he wasn't there, like, or we took him to a place where he's happy. You know, in that way that parents do when you have a pet?
No.
And they take it away and it just never comes back.
Actually,
and they tell you that it went to a happy place.
No, my parents took me with them to kill the dogs.
See, we didn't have a pet. So my parents got lobster one time to, like, eat.
No.
To eat, and so I took one. I was like under 6 years old, and I took it out of the fridge, live lobster with like the bands on its clippers.
Yeah.
And I like dressed it up in a blanket and like took it upstairs, and like it was my friend. my parents found me playing with a lobster, like a live lobster. His name was Lobby the Lobster, and then the next day, Lobby was gone. And they told me that they took him to the ocean and set him free. Many years later did I discover they had him for dinner.
And you ate it.
I've never eaten lobster, though.
You know, my parents...
And that's why.
My parents...
He was my friend.
Well, I think lobster's gross because they're bugs.
Yeah. Like shrimp. They're just giant bugs.
My parents actually, they never did anything like that. They would be like, it's dead. We're burying it in the backyard.
It's dead. Move on.
or like when our dogs would die, we would all go to the vet and circle around our dog and we would kill it together. Well, you know what I mean. They would give the shot and we'd be together with the dog.
Even when you were like 5 years old?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
how many pets did you have that they were killing them off like this?
No, we would wait until they were like super old, like beyond, like they would spend a good amount of money like taking care of our dogs, like giving them all kinds of treatments, like water therapy and stuff.
All of those like new age dog treatments.
Our dogs got like water physical therapy. So
oh my gosh.
But they're like, even when I was really little, like we had crab for dinner and stuff. Like,
you had crabs?
I didn't have crabs, but like my grandpa would put like a little bit of water in a pot and make it boiling, put the crab in, close the lid, and he'd be like, "We're eating it," and the crab would be like, "Ding ding 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 ding."
Whoa.
Ding ding ding.
Oh.
Ding. And so like I was very aware of like animal death.
That this is what happens. This is what we do.
And I mean like my cousins and stuff would go fishing and they would kill the fish. Like hit it with a club and then they'd start eating the fish right there, you know?
Oh.
And my cousin's husband goes boar hunting. My family's from Hawaii, just in case you're wondering why they're like savages. They're not like crazy people, they're just from Hawaii.
No, Mari's actually from Game of Thrones. My uncle went boar hunting and was mauled.
No, then
lay dying on his deathbed.
My cousin...
And then my cousin killed him.
No, my cousin goes boar hunting and they kill him with knives. They don't use guns or anything. They put daggers at the end of sticks and they go boar hunting and he takes people on these hunts for like money and stuff.
We should go to Hawaii.
So literally,
Mari, let's go boar hunting.
I'm giving this image to people that I'm like some sort of like savage, but I've never gone hunting. And Stacy, I think you have. I don't know.
I've not gone hunting.
But Stacy's from
New Hampshire.
Is that okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
And New Hampshire is a big hunting place.
I think people know I'm from. Well, maybe they know at least know from the East Coast because I've talked about how. At least on Twitter, I've talked about how I'm kind of from the boonies.
Uh-huh.
And so, like, there's, like, my uncle and my cousin, like, they're big hunters.
Mm.
You know, they, like, went on an African safari and, like, shot everything.
Oh, my God.
And, like, they have all, like, the heads and the pelts.
Kind of hate you.
Not endangered stuff. They don't allow you to do that.
Did they kill a giraffe?
I don't think so. I don't know where they would put it.
So what did they kill?
They killed like I don't know the names of all the, like the little deer, you know?
Oh, the gazelle.
Like the gazelle, but there's a whole bunch of different types.
Why did they kill it? Did they eat it?
And they killed a zebra.
Who ate it?
What?
Did they eat any of it?
Some of them you just shoot for game, but other ones they eat.
So they just
I'm not saying I agree with these things. I didn't do it. I'm just trying to give backstory of my family who's also like savages. Hoo-ha!
Yeah, but if you'll notice that every single story I told, we ate them except for our dogs.
I don't know what they ate. That's a good question for them.
And like, can you see me grilling them, being like,
but I know,
and so then you ate it, right?
I think at least some of it is just for sport.
Yeah.
I don't know what things like are actually okay to eat, but I know like when they came back from that trip they had a whole bunch of meat.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like whenever they've gone hunting to like shoot deer or moose, they always eat all of it.
They hunt moose?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that was like a possibility.
They're fucking badass, okay?
Do they get naked, cover themselves in moose pee, and just
moose? Like they have like a couple properties up in like northern New Hampshire where they just go up there and like be manly men. Like
But my cousins on my third side, because my dad's adopted, the ones that are Canadian. They're the Canadian ones. So you know they're like crazy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, that's the end of the podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Well, you wanted more, this is what you get. So next time we meet, don't pretend we're friends. See, I have a thought, and you prove it well. You don't have to be smart to convince yourself. And you say you've changed, but it's the same old shit. We all lie to ourselves, but at least I'm honest about it. I said from the start, look for someone else. And you said you listened, but you hurt yourself. You begged me in, you kicked me out, and you plugged your ears as you started to shout. And you threatened me when my friends ran off. I bought your lines, you pissed me off. You pissed me off, you pissed me off. You pissed me off, you pissed me off. You pissed me off, you pissed me off. You pissed me off. When you wanted love, this is what you get. I will show you love, but it's all for him. You think you're the same, well it's your opinion. Not just cause you're small and get sucked in bed, it's cause you're a child and you won't say no. And I can't believe at my brother's show you would pull your shit. I don't wanna make out, you can fuck yourself, you can figure it out. And you begged me and you kicked me out, and you plugged your ears as you started to shout, and you threatened me, but my friends ran off. I bought your lies, you pissed me off, 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 you pissed me off. This is all I want, let me leave your head with these thoughts. I guess we both shat the bed, so don't even search for a place in line. You're not even worth 2 minutes of my time.